Do you recall George W. Bush's presidency? And do you recall his decision to go to war with Iraq? I'm sure most of you do. The real question is, was it lawful to send American troops along with coalition troops, military personnel, to someone else's country and bomb, literally bomb, carpet bomb even, that country day and night for several months? Well, he said that it was because that Saddam Hussein at the time posed a threat internationally to the international world, and that he possessed nuclear capabilities that he was building up to potentially use against maybe unsuspecting countries. But this was found to not be true. Now Colin Powell, General Powell, God rest his soul now, he stated that there were no weapons of mass destruction after the UN's inspections. Even showed physical evidence from satellite images and inspectors being physically there. They found none. However, George W. Bush decided that he was going to still go and invade Iraq. What do you think about this? What was his real reasons for invading another country, a foreign country, especially or specifically Iraq? Now there has been many blurbs, many snippets, much audio, video evidence that George W. Bush really wanted to attack Iraq before there was ever even a question about WMD, or weapons of mass destruction. I'm taking my time. So, what was the cause? What did it cost us by spending billions of dollars in munitions, resources, and even the expense of human lives on our side? We lost, it is estimated, approximately 4,000, somewhere around there, military personnel during that campaign. It was not a war per se, because Iraq had not the ability to defend itself against us and our technology. So it was what I stated earlier. It was an invasion. This country, took over another country, supposedly, allegedly, for possessing a threat that they could have potentially used in the near future at the time. But when George W. Bush was told that there were no weapons of mass destruction, he went on with the campaign anyway, as I said, and he switched gears. He said, well, it is a humanitarian venture. In other words, Saddam Hussein was brutalizing, killing innocent men, women, and children. So we had to be the rescuer, as it were, to stop this tyranny. But what's strange or odd is that there are other countries similar to Iraq. If that was the case, what about North Korea? He's a tyrant. What about some of these other countries in Africa who have tyrants? Why Iraq and not those other countries? Why haven't we done anything against the other tyranny across the planet outside of Iraq? Well, I say he had an agenda other than the weapons of mass destruction agenda, and that was not an agenda at all. Oh, so now, what did we lose? We lost approximately 4,000 military personnel, as I said. So what did Iraq lose? Between 200 and 300,000 innocent men, women, and children lost their lives in that war under George W. Bush's watch. That was his decision. So 4,000 approximately, again, military personnel, in contrast to over 200,000 innocent men, women, and children, civilians. What kind of sense does that make? But that's supposed to be the reason he was going there, is because Saddam Hussein was brutalizing men, women, and children, civilians. Go figure. So the question is today, and I'm not the only one that poses this question. The media outlet MSNBC did a special on this very question. Should George W. Bush go to trial for the Iraqi war that should have never, ever happened? Now, he tried to make the American people believe that Saddam Hussein was a threat to the world. No, he wasn't. It seems that George W. Bush was the threat. So, I hope my video doesn't get taken down and I don't get another strike. But anytime you speak truth to power, they always come and address it and try to dismantle you. Aren't we supposed to tell the truth? Whatever happened to that? So now, what I'm saying to you, a fifth grader would understand or comprehend. Why is this so difficult for people to gather? The evidence is out there. There were no WMDs, weapons of mass destruction, which was supposed to have been the purpose of going there and attacking that country. But instead, he said, Bush, we're going to liberate that country from a tyrant who's carrying out all of this tyranny, if you will, or this havoc on the civilian population. But this country, under George Bush's orders, killed over 200,000 men, women, and children, civilians. Should he go to trial? What do you think? That's the question for today. Now make sure you do your homework. This doesn't take a whole lot of deep diving and research because it's really obvious. He committed a crime against humanity himself, and he should pay for it. That was it. That was all.